Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to cover the most important news articles of The Hindu newspaper, and the idea here is to cover the top articles within 10 minutes. So now let's start. First article is related to Nirbhaya rape case. Now before we talk about this article, let me just give you a brief background. The incident happened in Delhi and the trial court sentenced death penalty to the 4 people. The 5th person was juvenile and 6th person committed suicide. So these 4 persons were given death sentence by the trial court. Later they appealed in High Court and then in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court approved their death penalty. After that means after the Supreme Court verdict, the death convicts have 3 major remedies. These are review petition, curative petition and mercy plea. Now all these 4 convicts have exhausted these remedies. It should be noted that as per the verdict of Delhi High Court, all these 4 convicts should be hanged together. And since these people are exploring the judicial remedies, therefore the central government requested the court to allow them to hang separately. So this article is about the fact that on 23rd of March, court is going to hear the central government's plea to hang them separately. Next is related to EPFO, that is Employee Provident Fund Organization. So recently it reduced the interest rate. So the previous interest rate was 8.65. Now it has been reduced to 8.5%. That means employees will get 0.15% less interest. If we talk about EPFO, it is a statutory body and it is under Labour Ministry. And in 2014, Prime Minister launched UAN, that is Universal Account Number for employees to ensure their Provident Fund portability. Now what is the meaning of this Provident Fund portability? Suppose you are working in a organization A1 and here your Provident Fund was started. Now you changed your job and now you are working in B1. Therefore you will have to start a new Provident Fund account. Now because of this UAN, that is Universal Account Number, you can portable this PF1 here also. So you won't need to start new and you can continue with this previous account. Next is related to suspension of members of parliament in Lok Sabha. So you need not to go into the political details, but recently Speaker of Lok Sabha suspended 7 MPs of Congress party. Now the Speaker have the power to suspend the members for misconduct. So these 7 members of parliament was suspended for the rest of budget session. Actually there are 3 sessions of parliament, BMW, that is budget, monsoon and winter session. So for the rest of budget session, they will not be able to participate in the proceedings of parliament. However, they will be able to participate in next session. Now how the suspension was done? Actually a motion to suspend these members from the house was moved in House, and then this motion was passed by a voice vote. So in simplest terms, in order to suspend any member, a motion is passed by the members of parliament. Next one is related to linking of Aadhar card with voter ID card. So Law Ministry informed Lok Sabha that it has got a proposal from Election Commission of India to link EPIC, that is Election Photo Identity Card, which means voter ID card, to the Aadhar card. Now first and the foremost benefit of linking voter ID card with Aadhar card is it will help in removing the duplicacy. How? Suppose you are living in Haryana and you applied for a voter ID card here. Now since the system is not centralized, one person can have more than one voter ID card. Sometimes if you move from one place to another place, you request the authorities to remove your name from the previous place so that you can enroll at new place. However, sometimes it is not removed from the previous place also. So if the Aadhar card and voter ID card are connected, so each voter ID card will have one unique Aadhar card number that is associated to it. So this will be helpful for the people who migrates from one state to another state. Next one is related to USCIRF. So The issue of Citizenship Amendment Act and NRC as well as issue of riots in Delhi was discussed during USCIRF event. Now what exactly is this USCIRF? It is a US government commission, and it should be noted that it was created by the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998, and the commissioners of USCIRF are appointed by the President of United States. So this is related to religious freedom. Now recently, USA also launched International Religious Freedom Alliance. So this IRFA is a very recent initiative. Therefore, it is important from exam perspective. Rest you need not to focus much. Next one is related to CIC, that is Chief Information Commissioner. So Mr. Bimal Julka is the next CIC. It should be noted that Central Information Commission is headed by Chief Info Commissioner, and the Central Information Commission is a statutory body which is set up under Right to Information Act of 2005. So as per this RTI Act, at central level we have Central Information Commission, while at states level we have State Information Commission. So the previous Chief Information Commissioner was Mr. Sudhir Bhargav. Now Mr. Bimal Julka has been appointed as the Chief Information Commissioner. The total strength of this Central Information Commission is 1 plus 10. That means 10 Information Commissioner and 1 Chief Information Commissioner. And the appointment of Chief Information Commissioner is done by the President on the recommendations of a committee, and this committee consists of 3 members. One is Prime Minister, another one is Leader of Opposition, and third one is a Union Minister nominated by the Prime Minister. Next is related to Afghan war crimes probe to go on. This is a statement by International Criminal Court. So recently, US Taliban signed a peace deal in Qatar. However, the International Criminal Court will continue to investigate about the war crimes in Afghanistan, and these war crimes will be investigated by ICC, that is International Criminal Court. Now one thing that should be noted is ICC is governed by Rome Statute, and India, China and USA are not a party to Rome Statute. Recently, Malaysia became the member of International Criminal Court in 2019. The seat of ICC is in The Hague in Netherlands. So this much information is enough for you. Now what is the meaning of war crime? It means the crimes committed during the war, like the use of excessive force during the war time. So ICC is going to investigate whether Taliban, Afghanistan military or US forces committed war crimes or not. Next one is related to Russia and Turkey ceasefire in Idlib. So before we talk about this, let's understand the geographical location of Idlib. So it is in Syria, and this is Turkey, this is Syria. Now for sake of understanding, I am oversimplifying this entire issue. In Syria, there is a war that is going on between the Syrian government and rebels. Now these rebels are backed by Turkey, while Syrian government, which is headed by Bashar al-Assad, is backed by Russia. Now for Russia, the Syrian war is important to establish the hegemony or to establish the dominance of Russia in Middle East. On the other hand, Turkey is supporting these rebels to weaken the position of Bashar al-Assad and to maintain its own dominance in the region. Now because of this, there is a conflict in this Idlib province, and last month approximately 36 Turkish soldiers were killed during a Russian-backed Syrian government's operation. In response, Turkey also attacked. So now Russia and Turkey agreed on ceasefire in Idlib. That means they are going to set a de-escalation zone in this region. In simplest term, they are not going to fight in this region. Now it will depend on both parties to maintain peace in this particular area. Next one is related to Yes Bank, and this one is going to be the last article of today. So RBI put Yes Bank under moratorium. Moratorium means temporary suspension. So as per RBI, the financial position of Yes Bank is weak, and therefore RBI superseded the board of Yes Bank and it appointed Mr. Prashant Kumar as the administrator. Now, since the financial position of Yes Bank is weak, this news may create panic in the market and people may start withdrawing their entire money from the bank, which will further create problem for the Yes Bank. So in order to control this, RBI put the withdrawal limit, and at present the withdrawal limit is 50,000. That means the customers of Yes Bank can withdraw rupee 50,000. Now one more thing that you should know, that in case of any bank failure, the deposits are insured by DICGC. DICGC stands for Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. So all the deposits with the commercial banks and cooperative banks are insured under DICGC. It should be noted that primary cooperative societies are not covered under DICGC. So, however, there is a catch. DICGC provide insurance up to rupee 1 lakh. Now suppose you have deposited 10 lakhs. So in case of a bank fail, you will get 1 lakh rupee from DICGC and rest 9 lakhs plus interest will be provided only if it is recovered from the bank. Now in the recent budget, the finance minister proposed the increment of this 1 lakh limit to 5 lakh. That means up to 5 lakh will be insured by the DICGC. So this was the entire issue, and these were the important articles. If this video was helpful for you, please share it. Thank you, and that's all for the day. And one more thing, please join our Telegram channel for current affairs quiz section. Try to attempt those questions so that you can test what did you learn from this particular video. Thank you and have a good day.